my God, will Pulse fill up? Yes. If it accrues so much value and gets so many users, yeah, the fees will go up and you'll just get really, really rich holding Pulse watching. Oh no, more really, really rich people. Like, you can't, here's the thing, you cannot force a free market to keep things cheap, because then crappy use cases that aren't valuable will outbid useful and valuable use cases. And do you want your chain with limited capacity to be filled up with crap? No, you don't want your chain filled up with crap. You want it filled up with nice, good things. Well, then how do you know what the difference between nice and crap is? By bidding. And the people that see more value in the chain pay more to use the chain. And then your limited resource chain, through the bidding mechanism, is filled with the most valuable things that people can fill it with. And so this like socialist USSR decree that, oh, we're just going to have cheap fees forever, it doesn't work, because there's a finite amount of space and you have to allocate it to certain users. And who should you allocate it to? Those that can most afford it, because they're bidding with their money for how valuable the transaction is. So the solution to a limited resource isn't to screw around with the pricing. The solution to a limited resource is to create more of the resource. So the Ethereum chain is full. Great. Well, we're going to make one with 4 times more throughput, and it won't be full. It'll be empty, and let's go fill it up.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto and Pulsechain X, 3 YouTube channels, of course, streaming to over 10,500 awesome subscribers. If you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button on any of those or all of them, and of course smash the like button as well on the way in. Let's get into the chat, folks. Let's make it a lively one. We got Ethereum pumping, Bitcoin pumping, Pulsechain pumping, and we're going to talk about different asset classes and things like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now let's get into it. Who's here? Lies beneath. How are you today? Very good. Yep, we got the golden crypto strategy from Richard Hart, Hex, Pulse Hex, and Serum token for the win. What we call the magic carpet ride, and of course we're going to look forward to that big time. We got StakeX in the house there. I hope everyone has had a solid X day. I see what you did there, StakeX. Nice one. We got morning. We got Brennan in the house there. Morning, Superman and family. Got to see Brennan, and of course Wookie as well. Yes, Super's back and back again. Like the Backstreet Boys. That's how we rock and roll. Well, we're probably going to have I don't know how long this live stream is going to be, maybe half an hour. It's going to be pretty concise just about the markets. You never know. We might, if we find stuff that's really interesting, we might continue on. Let's see how we go. But let's get into the chat and make it lively today. And otherwise, I'm going to get into start up. But before we do that, we've got Brian in the house there, our community leader. What's up, folks? Good to see you, Brian. Welcome. And we got Tom Boss as well. Nice one. StakeX, SolidX is going crazy these days. Yeah, doing some amazing stuff there. What's that? Access Alive, Randy Alasky, people like that on to that one, isn't it? So doing pretty well. And let's go into where are we going here? We're going to the green markets. How about that? Woohoo! Green markets. Hey, look, the stock market's open today. I didn't even check it, but that is open today. We might have to look at it a bit later. We got Bitcoin at the moment, $71,678, up 3%. Really solid day there. Bitcoin dominance at 51.41%. But look at the standout there. Look at the standout. Ethereum up at 6.79% at $3,700. Look at that. Pretty amazing. And everything's pretty green across the board. Look at that. Looking so good. We got Tonners up 16.68% at $6.38. We got WIF or WIF is up at $4.20. Looks like it's up about 11%. So we got some really nice movers there. What else is in here? CKB, not sure what that is, but that is up as well. We got was it Optimism up there, up 5% at $3.37. Some really nice standouts there. So some cool stuff. Let's go have a look, a deeper dive though into Bitcoin, and have a look at this. This chart looks so good. Real nice consolidation here. Very, very nice. Allows sort of the altcoins to sort of move a bit too, doesn't it? And we got the Bitcoin 50-day moving average currently at $64,376, and the 200-day moving average at $48,936, which is pretty awesome. Yesterday, what we just closed? Yeah, we just closed the day. Day's just closed. So we had a low of 69,000, a high of 72,777. Man, this thing's going up into the races there. I think I said to someone in the Discord, 90K was definitely possible by Bitcoin halving. Hey, look, it's definitely on the board. We've still got plenty of days left for that. And where are we going here? Where are we going? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11 days, is it, on the countdown? 11 days counting down to the Bitcoin halving. How about that? Now, you guys know it's going to be block 840,000. So we've probably got, what, 1,700 or 1,800 to go, is my guess. So there we go, getting up there, 840,000 block and a Bitcoin halving in play. It's going to be exciting. And of course, what we will see, maybe something like similar to the Bitcoin ETFs, where we saw a rally into it and then a bit of a pullback out the other side, right? That's what we're probably going to get. We did see that the last halving as well. The month after was a bit choppy. The halving before that, if I remember rightly, was pretty much just rallying straight through. But I think we'll probably get a bit of a pump into it and then a bit of a pullback afterwards. It may be short, may be long, let's say up to a month. And then off to the races after that. Bull market. And then we're getting some of those big prices. Hit the 100K, hit the 150, maybe 200, maybe 240, and maybe beyond that in this bull market. We'll see. It will depend on geopolitical risks, of course. China, Taiwan, think places like that. North Korea, Iran, you know the usual culprits, and maybe the Democratic Party. So we've got a few challenges out there we've got to take care of. And of course the stock market too, the stock market stability, that the stock market keeps sort of rallying all the way through into next year. That'd be pretty important as well. So we do have some of those challenges. So kind of cool. So far so good, looking really strong on the chart. So let's get back into some of the news here around here. We've got the GBTC Bitcoin outflows. So these things obviously continue to outflow here. That's what we had on the 8th of April there, another 4,200 Bitcoin outflows. So it has kind of chilled off a little bit from the higher levels of 9,600, etc. But it's totaling about 300,000 Bitcoin outflows of GBTC so far. So that's kind of happening in that space. In terms of inflows and outflows through the ETFs, we do get a little bit of a correlation here between the inflows, outflows, and the Bitcoin price. So obviously we had some early on here. We had some outflows, and we saw the price go down in Bitcoin after the ETF. And of course, we have another one where we had this back in the beginning of March, of course, GBTC there playing its role and the price coming back down as well. But we're back in the green in terms of net inflows with the Bitcoin ETF. So everything's going pretty well there. And of course, it's just warming up, folks. I mean, honestly, you got all those Bitcoin ETF marketing desks and the biggest financial markets in the world opening up that capital. It's early days in Bitcoin. And so, yeah, we can be pretty optimistic about a pretty bullish bull run, and that may last quite a long time. So well into next year. So let's see how we go. That's Bitcoin at the moment. Let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum, of course, big pump today. A low of 3,400, a high of 3,729. So that's about a $320 price range there. Pretty good. And we started off at the top of that range, which is super bullish. We're well above the 50 moving average, which is at $3,369. We're up at 3,700, looking very good today. Likely to get another day higher. And of course, also benefit from the Bitcoin ETF in 11 days. The 200 moving average is at $2,668. So we're well above that. And remember, we used to be stuck at around $2,200, $2,300, if you remember rightly. Then we got stuck at about $2,500, $2,600. And now the 200 moving average is above both of those resistance levels. So we are looking good indeed. Now, obviously, we've got the Bitcoin halving in 11 days. But as you guys know, we've still got the Ethereum ETF approvals. Unfortunately, the probability, unlike Bitcoin ETFs at 90%, is only about 25% because the SEC is playing games with that. So even though BlackRock and people like that are applying, we'll see what happens with that coming into the 23rd of May. That is the due date in 44 days. And of course, 44 days minus 11 is 33 days. So is that right? Is it 32 days? Yeah, 32 days. And then we're coming up to that 23rd of May. And of course, after that, we've got the interest rate pivots, possibly in 63 days. So 2 months at the earliest for the interest rate pivots, maybe falling into July. So there we are. We've still got a lot of bullish news coming up for crypto. So that's where we are there at the moment. And of course, the markets are pumping and looks like it's going to pump even more, looking really good. Now, we're going to get into day results for day 332 for Pulsechain. Before we do that, though, let's catch up on the chat. and see if anyone else has jumped in here. We've got Tintop. What's up, Hexkins? Good to see Tintop. Always a pleasure. And we got says hit that like button. Definitely smash it if you guys are watching on any of the channels. Really do appreciate that. All right, let's get back into it. Let's go. I said we're going to be doing a fast one today. Day 332. Pulsechain at 000105. So we're back over the mean sacrifice price, up 6.86%. We're at 1.05, so 5% above. I think we were 2% below yesterday. So we had a little bit of green candles yesterday. I think it was like 1 or 2, 0.5%, was it? On big, yeah, maybe up to 1%, possibly on Pulse yesterday. We're up 6.86% today, so much better. Pulse X moving up pretty strongly, double digit at 000432. Still well below the mean sacrifice price, only 33% of it, and we're up 11% at the moment today, so 11.3, which is pretty good. And the buy and burn, look at that, woohoo! 789.953 billion. So almost at basically 790 billion. And of course, that's only 10 billion away from the big 800 billion. And that's going up and away. It's going to probably eclipse the PUSD protocol, depending on where the lending goes with that. Obviously, as the market goes higher, there's likely more lenders, people wanting to leverage. So it will be a bit of a ebbs and flows possibly. But we're at 3.88% of the public supply has been bought up and burned. It's gone forever, almost 4%. We're heading there. It's pretty cool. Now, incentive token at the moment is the star of the day, of course. The ratio has gone up massive. I think we're sitting at 48,000 yesterday approximately. We're at 55,753 pulse per incentive token, and that's up a massive 21%. So benefiting from the ratio going up to pulse, and also pulse going up 6.86%. It's getting the double whammy there. So about 15% on the ratio and about 6% on the price. So a pretty nice move there. And of course, the incentive token is relatively scarce, even though it's being emitted from all those big Pulsex V1 farms. It is at 28, just under 28.6 million incentive tokens, and we are expecting an emission reduction coming up to the first annual review of incentive and Pulsex. So that is coming ahead. Hex there at the moment, up 10.7%. Nice to see a good move for Hex, double digit. I'm liking that. So 1.09 cents, and EHEX there at 21 hundredths of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PX at 1.31 cents, which I think is up from what, about 1.6, was it 1.16, I think it was yesterday, so 1.31 is where we are there. So pretty good results there for day 332. And of course, maybe this is just the start of something beautiful, something magical, although I really do think we're going to really kick off probably in May. We'll see how things go by then, but definitely getting nice little double digits every day will be pretty nice on Pulsechain. I'm sure people will be pretty happy about that. And maybe there's less resistance as we move. Every time we move higher, maybe there's this less resistance for us to move to another high there and maintain that support level. All right, let's go to the charts and have a look at Pulsechain. So RSI has definitely picked up here on the daily. So we're up at 35 and 42 now on the daily. Nice little pump there. So that's looking pretty good. Let's jump over to Pulsex. I think I've got the RSI there too. So RSI sitting at 44. So plenty of room to move to the upside. And we're here at 004300. Incentive token. Now this is the star of the day, of course, back in being in the number one spot there. Look at that big pump yesterday. That's the day that just closed only like 10 minutes ago. And that ratio, yeah, 48,325 to 56,000. And we're still holding that up pretty well, 55.4. Now, the thing is that we've got resistance at 61,000 pulse. And then, of course, we break that. Then we've got next resistance at 71,000. That's based on the horizontals, right? So here's the horizontals back here, all the way back in July. And you can see that's just around about 71,000. So that's kind of our next. We've got to break this resistance, break that resistance, and man, where will it go after that? I guess it can go up to 89,000, so keep a lookout for that. People have got some big price targets on the back of incentive tokens, especially with the expected emission reduction in the farm. So yeah, that means that the price has to compensate for lower emission rates. So it's going to be fun times to see where this can go. All right, so that is incentive. Let's go to PHEX. Obviously, PHEX here down at 44 on the RSI, so tons of room to move there on the daily. And of course, you guys know we wanted to bounce off this orange line here, and we've done it. So that's nice to see. And up to, where can we go from here? It'd be nice to get back to 1.2 cents. That'd be a nice place. And then 1 to 4, 1.4, and then presumably 1.6, and then of course up to 1.9, and then hopefully we're off to the races after that, right? get up to 2 cents, and maybe drag up that poor cousin EHEX at the moment, which actually is a lot better than people expect, especially now that BankX is over stuck on the other side of the pool on the Pulsechain side. So EHEX, speaking of EHEX, EHEX at the moment is the RSI. Look at this. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. This is significant. Wow. This is, I told you guys, it's better than people think. Look at the RSI. It was really oversold. Hit down here at 27. Anything below 30, right, was oversold. But look at this thing pump, 37. Whoa. That's going to be the talk of the town. And, of course, look at the price there, pump back up to 2100 to a penny. So still cheap by any means. And, of course, good opportunity there to pump higher. Obviously, at least up to 007 and beyond. So, yeah, let's see how we go there. People are going to have to buy through their BankX in any case. At least it's cheaper to do so. So, yeah, it's fun times. Keep a lookout for EHEX. EHEX is not down yet. And, of course, we've got the price here, combined price on investex.io, which is the best #1 workstation on Pulsechain. Here we've got the combined price of EHEX and PX at 1.3 cents, a nice little bounce back, and bouncing off 1.128, which is pretty nice, which is the sort of support zone here at the bottom of the range. And, of course, you guys know, I think once we go over 3 cents on Hex, it's going to drive hyper demand. People are going to go, OMG, I better get on the bagwagon. Why didn't I buy down at 1.1? They're going to say, and of course they're going to have to jump on at 3 cents once we finally break it. Once we finally break that 3 cent mark for Hex, it's going to be fun to see. All right, looking pretty good. That's the charts at the moment. Let's go to the gas prices and see what they're at. 453 beats. So what's that? About 150% higher than normal, something like that. And so we're at 2 cents for a Pulsex swap. 1 cent for 1/10 of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, and 3/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. We're still with Ethereum at 20 Gwei, which is pretty low these days. It's not as low as yesterday. I think we were down at 12, 13 Gwei. It's even lower, down to 11, I think I saw. We're at 1,565 times cheaper than Ethereum. And of course, you can see the swap fee on Pulsex, 2 cents versus $26, up to at least. It's a big, big difference on Pulsechain, and everyone loves that, especially in the retail book, right? Velas, let's go to look at Velas. Probably no change here. We haven't had a lot of change in Velas, just a couple, here or there. We're sitting at 49,310 Velas and 1.58 trillion off the market. So that's pretty normal. We've had that for a while. Let's go check the bridge, the big health check for Pulsechain. We're sitting at 129.8 million. Looks like we've got a bit more DAI over there, 40.9. I did check Pulse Alerts yesterday, which is Pulse Alert shows you what's coming back and forth. That's big money coming back and forth over the bridge. We're sitting at 40.9, so I'm pretty sure that's up from yesterday. We've got 22.6 million USDC, 15.1 million USD Tether there. In terms of ETH and Bitcoin, we've got 32.7 million Ethereum and 2.4 million Wrap Bitcoin. In terms of native stablecoins, I gave an update yesterday about the Coast, saying that they were going to be delayed a few weeks because they're trying to get a proper agreement. And of course, the first couple that they thought they were going to be able to go live with, they had some problem that they couldn't go live. They had to sort of cancel those contracts. So that's delayed them a couple of weeks. But Coastal will be back up for deposits and withdrawals. In any case, it's always redeemable for $1. And here we are with the USDL at 17.3 million. That's native stablecoin. And PXDC there at 7.4 million on PXDC. So that hasn't quite recovered yet on either of these. Remember, the USDL got up to about 32 million USDL, and I'm just trying to remember how much PXDC got up to, but it was a lot higher than this. Let me know in the chat if you guys remember what the height was of PXDC. Just can't remember off the top of my head. But that's it for the moment on the old Pulse chain, and that's day 332. Obviously, we're staying day 333. We're in the pretty much heading towards the final month, aren't we, of Pulse chain for 1 year anniversary, which are pretty neat. All right, that is that. We're going to get into a lot of the other categories, though, on Pulsechain. Before we do that, though, let's see who else has jumped in here. And Lies Beneath making eclipsing jokes, are we? Yeah, did anyone see the eclipse in the Northern Hemisphere? I mean, I think we could see it here early in the morning, but many clouds and all sorts of stuff. Who knows whether it actually showed up here? I don't know. I didn't bother getting up for it, that's for sure. I know, was it once every 28 years or something? I don't know. Maybe it's on a different cycle in the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern, probably. But anyway, we look forward to the next one. All right, let's jump back to it. Man, we're racing through today. I said we're going to be racing. I feel in a racing mood. Anyway, let's go to the derivatives of Hex and Icosa. Hex, we got Icosa on Pulsechain. So Pulsechain's pumping. Coles are up 8-9%, and Hedron, which is at 7 cents, actually pretty good. And Hedron is up 9% at 6 zeros, 13.74. On Ethereum, it's a bit of a pullback on Hedron, down 7%, which I think was flipped from the yesterday, wasn't it? Wasn't the other way around. Let's go to the influencer coins. We've got Axis Alive up 24% at 26,200. Note token from Randy Alaski is up just under 13%, and that's sitting at 36 hundredths of a penny, so still looking pretty good there. More token from Trayvon is pretty much flat, just down a little bit at 52 cents. Paul Pleb from Hexy Bastard is up 11.5%. 420 from My Life is Awesome is down 3.3%, and a Hexy Fire there is up 39%, but was down quite dramatically overnight, I think. The 420 from My Life is Awesome and the Hexy Fire one are recent launches, right? Only either 2 days old, maybe at best. And look at this chart from Crispy Man on Hexfire. Had a big rally all the way up to 4 zeros, 12.93. Got sold down all the way down to 5 zeros, 83.85. This is on the hourly chart, and then pumped all the way up, quadruple zero, 1403 there. So dramatic here on here. You have to have some calm nerves to get into crypto, especially these new tokens. But all the best to Crispy Man. He does a great job covering Hex on his YouTube channel, so definitely check that out. That is that for that. And of course, V1 Ben Armstrong BitBoy V1 version is up 5.7% at 906,331 there. Those are the influencer coins, at least the ones I've got on the list. There are a couple others. I mean, we could arguably add in your Rags to Riches and Crypto Heartbeat with their Texan token and things like that, but they're a bit more of a DeFi product, aren't they? Whereas I don't think any of these are. If I remember rightly, you can check me on that, but that is where we are at the moment. On that, let's go check the stables. So stables were rallying big time. Remember the stables, the PDI to 1 cent. We got close. We got to 91 hundredths of a penny, 91% the way there. But now with the rest of the market pumping, stables are not in view. And so is meme coins. Meme coins as well been pulling back on a lot of the meme coins. Some of the families of memes. Now, these aren't on Ethereum. These are on Pulsechain, but we do have some copies on Pulsechain. But the EE ones here are all down. Look, these are all the Andy, Bird Dog, Brett, and Wolf. These are all down on the old Ethereum chain. And so are the stables. Stables are down here on Pulsechain. 15% for PDI is sitting at 6,300. So you always look for opportunities, though, right? If you got something else pumping, you think, hey, maybe those stable coins probably going to come back and try and hit that 1 penny because it still hasn't done it yet. So it's still sitting there. The target is on the back, right? And you guys know what I mean there. And the USDC sitting at 9.5% down there as well. And, of course, USD Tether down as well. PDI certainly down the most there. Let's have a quick look at it out of these. Yeah, we got, like I say, pretty much 92 hundredths of a penny, actually. And back down we are at the moment. So we are kind of sitting on a support area. So that's kind of cool. And the RSI has cooled off at 59 there. So it just depends on how far you think it's going to come back, whether it's going to come back to 50 or something. But that is, pretty much it. I mean, it's breaking new records. Look at that. It's breaking new records there. But this is kind of a good zone to support here. You can see it had some resistance in here. And now it's got get some support there. Certainly bounced off 59 hundredths of a penny, so just over 6/10 of a penny. And is just over that now, 6/10 of a penny. So maybe that will get some support here and keep the uptrend going again, make another go at it. Or will it come back down here into the 50 mark, which it's done a couple of times, look, 4 times in a row. Maybe it does come back to here. It might bring the price back down to half a penny and then break off that. But, it has had some resistance here, 5,600. Look, 1, 2, 3. So maybe that's as far as it goes, 56 hundredths of a penny. And then it's off to the races. So we'll see if it continues to slip here to see that. But that's kind of the natural support level. And then maybe off to the races. That's sort of in that zone is what we'd be looking out for there at the moment. And maybe that just cools off a little bit back into maybe 52 or something like that. Let's see how that goes. All right, that is a PDI. And what else was I going to talk about? Yes, a Pulsechain, right? A PZN. Now, you know the X1's a big deal. It's going to be a big deal. I covered it in full yesterday. from Jack Levin. I know some people don't like the vampire theme on the Pulsechain community, but you can't argue with fundamentals. And if you're looking to pump your bags, you've got to keep objective, right? Got to keep objective, keep the emotions out. Get out, get out emotions. You got to stay calm and cool, collected, right? Imagine if you're in a battlefield and you've got bullets going past you. You're gonna, panic there. Not a good time to panic. If you've ever seen any of those movies, boy, bad things happen. But you got to keep cool, calm, and collective. But cool things down, take big breaths, and get ready to max your gains, as it were. So PZen has absolutely been pumping. And the whole ecosystem for Zen is starting to light up because obviously the testnet is coming up for X1, the main testnet. That is the one that actually they're going to ramp up for to run their playbook for their run sheet, as they call it, where they're doing a run to testnet to practice going live for the actual live. So things are really starting to ramp up, and of course DXN and everything else is ramping up as well with the NXD protocol and Q protocol coming up. With AI technology. So things are really ramping up in the old Zen community, and PZen is moving up too. Look at this thing. Money's been flooding into here off the lows, and up it goes to 5,700 there with 8 zeros in the high there, and it actually lost a zero, got up to 1,300, 7 zeros, 1,300, and of course the market cap of 1 million, still relatively cheap. Now, people are playing blind on here, of course. They don't know exactly when the inflation's coming out of each day. Unlike EZen, which you do know, but man, this has really been pumping there on that one. Let's go to the weekly. Have a quick look at the weekly on PZen. You can see it there. Tells the story right. Some pretty impressive push back up here. And this was an obvious move. Obviously, if you kept up with Zen, you know this was going to probably happen on Pulsechain. Pulsechain is one of the better chart. There's 14 different chains. Pulsechain was easily a top 3 chain for Zen, and of course a lot of crossover there. So PZen still pumping, looking pretty good. Pretty nice there. That is some of the hot stuff there. So what's hot and what's not, as it were. We're going to check out all the rest of the charts on Pulsechain. Before we do that, though, let's do one more catch up because I am on a roll. Yeah, I'm on a roll. So here we are. All right, let's say hello to Sandy Beach. Hey, Sandy, good to see you. Hope everyone's doing their their sit-up challenge. I hope everyone's doing the sit-up challenge. Was it day 18, something like that, Sandy? Let me know. We Hex Down Under as well. Morning all. Good to see Hex Down Under. Big shout out to you. And that is the link to the push-up challenge today from Sandy Beach. Make sure you give her a follow. Sandy says, total solar eclipse workout post above. Nice one. Day 8. Are you sure it's day 8? Is that a new workout? I thought we were like on day 18 of the push-up challenge, but sit-up challenge. Let me know. I might have got myself confused there. Was it a solid EHEX eclipse there of Richard Hart, says Wookie. I have no idea what he's saying there. Let's move on. All right, so what is hot at the moment? So now this is really DGN now. So all these tokens that launch every day, we always get some new ones. You have no idea who launches them. Sometimes you can find out there may be project team leaders or influencers or something, but you do have to do your due diligence. Remember, nothing on this channel is investment advice. There's lots of tokens that get launched, and sometimes they can be honeypots, they can be traps. A lot of the time they can just be pump and dumpers. Sometimes they can be utility projects. Sometimes they can be meme coins. You just don't know, so you got to do your due diligence on that. Remember that. Always use your DGN wallet too if you're going to get into speculative stuff. Always protect your main bags in your main wallets there. Don't you set up DGN wallets for DGN play and limit your risk, right? That's the white wisdom of crypto there. Let's have a look what we got there. The best performer on the list at the moment is up 1,653%. This is a token called Commander Bowden. So I'm not sure what's happening with that. I'm just looking at this live like you are. And of course, this is just launched. You can see that we're looking at the 15-minute chart. So it had a nice big rally out the gate, normal stuff, right? And then, of course, has come back a bit, up it goes. Now, it does have a Twitter handle. We'll quickly have a look at this. See, it has got a couple of funny-looking, crazy-looking dogs or something. Have you seen there's a TV series, I think it's based from South Korea, called something about the Greys. It's kind of alien mutants, alien plague turns them into ugly monsters, eats their brains and things like that, really gross stuff. But kind of looks a little about that. If I got any followers, 15 followers, just to put their token up there. Do you think this chart looks bullish? 60k liquidity, 99 market cap, etc. So they've just put out a few stuff here. You're going to get a lot of these kind of projects. Thinking of brains, looks like a little brain there. I don't know, but there we go. And that is up and running. So that is another one there. DGN at 60K there, and liquidity 101,000 market cap. So you're gonna get lots of these type of coins launching. Pulse Burn, that launched yesterday, I think it was. Pulse Burn, I should say. Was it yesterday? Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. Let's have a look here. Actually, it looks a little bit older there. Is it 2 days? 3 days? No, 2 days. No, it was pretty much yesterday. So that's the hourly chart. Man, had a big rally up there to 1284 all the way down here. So what people generally try to do, they try to get in early, right? And then they try to get that pump. You got to sell the pump though, so you got to watch the chart, and then you got to not get caught out by big red candles like this, boom, like that, because then you're out of the game, right? You become a loser pretty quickly in that game. Just remember that. So that is Burn token. I think they have a Twitter handle too. Let's go have a quick look at that. 75 followers on that one, like I say, deflationary token. Now some of these might play out, some of them may not. It's just the way it goes. You got to see, but they don't have big followings on these. But the charts, people can trade the charts. Icarus there, it's up 633%, $6.65. Let's do a quick look at that. And this is on the 15-minute chart. Let's go to the hourly. And that is the hourly chart on this one. This one here, interesting start actually. Sort of a slow ramp, and then it takes off there up at $6.67. Some pretty mad gains in this though. I mean, think about the opening. The opening was at 1/1400th of a penny, so pretty mad gains on that. 205K liquidity, so this is a little bit bigger than the others. 6.6 million market cap at the moment. And of course, you can see, and Quick Intel says no issues. So presumably that's true. Honeypot, no, it says. Ownership renounced, unknown. So it's good to check those yourself. Look at the contract. It's got 14 red flags, but you don't truly know if it's fully scary or if it's a good thing to play. So far, it looks like it's ticking away there. But do all your due diligence, all that good stuff. Dodo here, up 340%. Let's look at Dodo. And this is probably a little bit more interesting, actually, from a meme-themed coin point of view. But look at this thing. This is on the hourly. It was sort of like doing nothing, moving around, and suddenly got hyper pumped. And it's at quadruple 055 now. Let's have a quick look. It's actually got a website, so it's interesting. Dodo-pulse.com. And it's got obviously view chart about Dodo tokenomics. Have a quick look at the tokenomics. There's a billion tokens. And what else there is? What tax? That's there's no tax. So there's no tax on this one. That's pretty much a pretty easy little meme there, Dodo as well. They got a community tab as well. What else? Let's have a look at Twitter quickly. 10 followers on Twitter, no posts. So there we go, folks. This is the kind of projects that you're getting launched on the old Pulsechain. And that was the bare minimum to get you to trade the tokens. So be careful out there. You can look at the total supply too of the tokens, of course, on the blockchain. That's always worth doing that and seeing how many tokens, who actually holds the tokens. They're big holders. 90% of the tokens held, or even you don't even need 90% if you're going to dump on people. You just need, just some more tokens than people got. You got free tokens, then you can dump those for making money, right? So it doesn't really matter. But it's 229 holders on this one. Interesting time. So these first couple, pretty speculative, right? Pretty out there. These first four actually pretty speculative. Maybe Icarus has got a bit of momentum there. I mean, 6.7 million, 200,000 liquidity. That's a bit of a better play, but the other three definitely pretty new. Now we'll get up to the influencer coins. Solid X is coming in next. Is up 67% at $86. Unbelievable. Now we were watching Solid X on the in our Discord, right? And we saw the flash crash at the beginning, went down to $1.97, and people could have picked it up there. And now it's at $86.52. So this thing's absolutely going off through the roof. Now, you guys know, I think Axis Alive and Randy and people like that are behind this, or at least promoting it. Not sure which one actually started it, but that is ticking away on the Twitter. And, of course, there was some drama about, which we don't do drama on this channel, of course, but there was some drama in terms of the tokens with Soy Somi. And, of course, that is how this all began. And, boy, has it gone off to the races. Apparently, its liquidity is 297K. Market cap with all the tokens in existence is a whopping 1.81 billion. So it's pretty big. Makers, how many makers, people that are trading, wallets that bought or sold? 600 at the moment. So that's kind of ticking away. Let's have a look at the Twitter account and have a look at the followings there. 419 followers there. Solid X created by Solid Hex, aka the Firewall, and intended to be a premier store of value token on Pulsechain. So I'm not sure who Firewall is, but that is part of it. But I do know that the others have been commenting on it, Randy and Axis and others like that, as far as I remember. Yeah, little McDonald's there on top of the whale. That's kind of the play. What else? How many in supply? We got 2,800 in Solid X in the liquidity pool. Let's have a look at the Explorer and see what the amount of tokens. 21 million Solid X there in the actual total supply. Let's have a look at the holders quickly. Oh, look at this. The top holder there's got 93.25%. That looks like an Axis Alive project with that sort of holdings. But once again, I think that's what he's got on Axis Alive, isn't it? Something like 99% of that in the wallet. All right, so that is that's up into the race, and of course everyone's lucky. We've had a couple of people in the chat there already commenting on that, and that's dominating. Fugazi's up 58%, so Fugazi doing pretty well also. So a quick look at Fugazi. We're going to go to the Twitter account and see how many followers they got there. This is a Randy Alasky from the looks of it. Randy Alasky, eh? Well, that's where the Twitter's gone anyway. I don't know 100% if that's his, but let's have a look here. Has he actually posted about this? Nope token obviously is Randy Alasky's Solid X. He's put a video Solid X out there, but has he done anything about this one? It's not clear to me that he's supporting this one. Oh, he's got Eclipse there, has he? Solar Eclipse. Did he actually put that out? This is Fugazi. Let me know in the chat there if you guys know. Yeah, I can't see anything about Fugazi there, but they have pushed that to Randy Alasky's Twitter. Let's see, they're 48k liquidity, 341,000 market cap, 58%. We've got 9.3 million in the actual pool at the moment. Let's go have a look at the actual token supply. 88 million in there, 88 million and 153 holders. Let's see what the holder count is. Some big fat whales there holding big amounts. Looks like a setup. Looks like a setup. All right, so there we go. That is the chart at the moment, up and to the right. And what we're sitting at 3,800th of a penny after a little bit of a pullback there, after having an absolute rally there on the hourly chart, after having this massive episode down here. So that's ticking away there for Fugazi as well. What else have we got going there? Fruit token is Florida Fruit Rat is up 56%. Let's have a quick look at that. I did say we're going to look at all the sort of DGNE, whatever's pumping. We were going to look at it. $7.70. Man, that got pumped just a couple of hours ago. And 121k liquidity, 308,000 market cap. It does have a website as well. Let's have a quick look at that. Hex, it's an HOA one. So it's the oranges are back at it again, the old Tang Gang, isn't it? These guys are making multiple projects from the looks of it. Let's have a look at the Twitter account as well. We'll hear, back to Tukes Pookie. So I guess creator of the Hex Orange Address, 9mm Gold Whale, father of the HOAMIs. So there we go. That is one of the Tang Gangs from the looks of it. And let's have a look at the actual, what they got. One issue on here. What's that? Honeypot. Oh, they say honeypot there, so be careful. It's got honeypot warning on there. So you might want to double check that one. Now we're going to go to Gophers now from Dipcatcher and the Maximus team. Gophers up 30%. Now this is the first 402 contract on Pulsechain, right? So it was an experimental contract. I don't think it's actually been verified yet, but that is the first one on Pulsechain. And here we are on the hourly. Let's go to the daily at the moment. And you can see we actually pumped off the bottom here, $800 back up. We've got all the way back to $250 today. We're currently at $1,050 at the moment. Of course, they're doing a great job with this, aren't they? On the Gophers with Solana and Ethereum chains as well, multi-chain. And they're looking at doing big DeFi expansions on these Gophers, which I think is pretty neat. I think that's a great idea. And these guys have been doing a great job with that. So hats off to the Maximus team. What's else there? Axis Live, yeah. Now we're coming back into the tokens we talked about. Axis Live up, HOA up there as well. So those are the sort of standouts at the moment on the old Pulsechain. We've got 53 million in volume today. That's a really nice lift. I think yesterday we were doing, 25 or something, 20, 29, something like that. I think it was 24 or something like that. Yeah, because I think the day before we did about 48. So we're at 53. That's not bad. 388,000 transactions as well. It's not too bad there. We've got PulseX DEX, 9mm DEX, 9-inch DEX, Spark Swap DEX, Uniswap. Well, I don't know what's happening on there, but Sushi Swap, Pulse Rate, DEX Top, and a few others in here as well. Easy Swap and Velocimeter on the list here for DEX Screener. That's the way it goes. Man, what a day in the office. Man, we sped through that. Was that a race or not? I think it was a race. We raced through that. Felt like a race. What else we got going here? Let's jump back up the top here. See what other comments we got. I think we got up here. Let me jump through those comments. Sandy Beach says, my solar eclipse pictures are awesome. I had tears in my eyes when it happened. So cool. Oh, that's so nice, Sandy Beach. Really, really nice. Yeah, like we didn't see it, so it sounds like you had a good view of the solar eclipse. Dudo followers are extinct, says Brennan. That's probably true too. What else there? Sandy Beach says the eclipse, it was so cool. All my neighbors were cheering and fireworks set off too at like 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Sounds like you had the perfect spot. Sounds like you were sitting in the perfect place and you had the perfect neighbors. How about that? Billy X says, my store of value token is solid hex with APY. Nice one there, Billy X. We agree with you on that one. All right, that's it for the day. Now, I'm going to be looking to think about doing a different format for the live stream, so stay tuned for that. And we may be going multi-chain with the format as well. Obviously, Pulsechain being the base and the anchor, but we may be covering a lot more stuff on multi-chain. So leave a comment after the video, let me know what you think about doing some multi-chain commentaries about opportunities as well. Now, if you want to get into the really, really insider stuff on that, join up to our strategy club. The link is in the video description. We're still unofficial, haven't officially launched yet, so still doing a sort of a stealth launch on that. And yeah, get in there. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff coming up for the next session. So stay tuned for that. It'll probably be tomorrow at this stage. I need to set it up today. So definitely get in the strategy club. $30 a month, but it's going to be great. We've been absolutely picking some winners, and yeah, we've had some chicken dinners. How about that? And of course, if you just want to join the Pulsechain and Hex community Discord, that's only $5 a month, 16 cents a day. Pretty good value. You get all the information. You get a crypto helpline. We're the only one with a crypto helpline, and we've got amazing bunch of people inside our crypto inside the Discord. It really is cool. And a big shout out to all our moderators in the Discord, as well as our community leader Brian, who puts a lot of heart into it. Puts a lot of heart. We love the heart part. All right, so get in, links in the video description, and I will catch you guys again tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. I didn't cover the stock market like I normally do, but we'll catch up on that tomorrow as well. All right, take care, everybody. Bitcoin's pumping, Ethereum's pumping, Pulsechain's pumping, and it's still early, folks. We're still early compared to where we think we're going to be going. It is going to be so much fun, folks. So keep accumulating the good stuff. While you see those discounts, pick them up. You know, whether it's stable coins, Richard Hart tokens, whatever it is, make the most of it, because you only get to do it once in a bull market, don't you? You pick them up nice and cheap. All right, peace out, everybody. Take care and enjoy the magic carp ride that's going to unfold ahead of us. Cheers and bye for now.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.